Welcome back, Movie Misfits, and today we're going to be doing a review of Freaky, which was released in November of 2020. Freaky is one of the newest horror comedies coming from Blumhouse Pictures, which stars Vince Vaughn and Kathryn Newton. Now, this film is basically like a different take on the film Freaky Friday, which is basically like the horror version of it, which basically means a serial killer male switches bodies with a 17-year-old girl. We get to finally know what happens. So this film has a similar vibe like other Blumhouse films such as Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. So Vince Vaughn plays a local serial killer in this film when he's basically like a Jason Voorhees minus the zombie part. Then we get Kathryn Newton, who plays Millie, who basically becomes the next potential victim of the serial killer. And basically Millie is like the outcast. She's the nerdy kid. She's very shy. She only has two good friends. And then she gets attacked by the serial killer, basically. However, like all body switching movies from the 80s and the 90s, there's some sort of curse attached to some sort of object that makes these two characters switch. And I will say, Vince Vaughn does a very good job of playing both the serial killer and also the 17-year-old girl. What I really enjoyed about Vince Vaughn's performance is basically we got the return of creepy Vince Vaughn. He plays that silent killer character very, very well, and also because of his size, I think he's like 6'5", so he plays that hulking kind of like Jason Voorhees character very, very well. So then, which brings me to when he switches into the 17-year-old girl part, he plays it very, very well as well. He does a very good job, and I would hate to say it, he knocks Rob Schneider out of the park on that one. Which brings me up to Kathryn Newton's character, Millie. When she plays a shy 17-year-old girl, she does a fine job as that. However, when she switches to the serial killer portion, when she's basically playing Vince Vaughn, she does a very good job. Even in the beginning when she first metamorphoses into him, there's a scene where she's walking and she's walking like, hey, what's going on? She kind of walks like that. I really did enjoy Kathryn Newton's performance as a serial killer. She did a very good job, and she made lots of comments as that character saying like, God, I can't do anything in this body because of her size, because she's a much smaller person than Vince Vaughn, who is 6'5". So, which basically meant since she was a smaller serial killer, she had to improvise on things and also how she killed people, basically. So when you're watching this film, basically any character that was picking on Millie in high school prior to her switching bodies was basically going to be fair game and be getting killed throughout the movie. And there's one teacher in this film that picks on her, and you're just like, geez. And his performance reminded me of the teacher from Teen Witch, that obnoxious teacher that was just always picking on Luis. Reminds me of him a lot. I won't say who the actor is, but you'll be very surprised when you see who it is. I really did like also was the chemistry between Millie and her two best friends, and also the chemistry between Vince Vaughn and her two best friends when they switch. I felt like it was very cohesive and it worked very well. I will say the casting of the two best friends are very good. I really did enjoy how one friend was trying to be very PC and the other friend was like, no, just shut up. Get over it, word police. I did like that very well because I felt like, oh, good job. The film had some really cool gore effects. I really enjoyed that a lot. And there were moments in the film where I was like, oh, I forgot, this is a horror movie, because the movie was very entertaining as a comedy and also very entertaining as a horror movie as well. I do feel like Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You and Freaky, I do feel like they're part of the same universe. So I feel like if they made some sort of like Avengers film with like all these characters meeting up somehow, actually I think that'd be pretty cool. I did really enjoy this film a lot. I wish I would have seen this movie in the theater because this movie would have been lots of fun to see inside the theater. I felt like this film covered it all very well. The cheesy 80s aspect as far as the concept. A good body switching movie, I feel like hasn't been around since maybe the 90s. We had good gore effects. We had a good horror plot. And we also had some great characters too. And this film was not very long, so this movie goes by really, really fast. So with all that said, I really enjoyed Freaky. I would go check it out. I'm giving Freaky a B-. And also, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm Mike the Movie Misfit, and I'll see you at the movies.